some fear that I stand here. There is so much of creativity and talent that is there in this room. And we from the government, the Sarkari types, we are little, it's kind of, we perhaps provide the moderation, the average should be all right, I must thank Samsung for bringing Tizen to India and developing a community. 27% of the community is in India. That's what the earlier presentation said. And I must say that if there's any one place, I think there cannot be a better place than Bangalore to do it. Hats off to you, Bangalore, that you have done India proud. Hats off to you that today, not we in India, but rest of the world is saying that Bangalore is going to be the next Silicon Valley. Coming from Delhi, I can tell you one thing for sure. When I attend a lot of events in Delhi and reasonably frequently in Bangalore as well, and the level of energy and level of interest and enthusiasm that emanates from Bangalore, I can assure you that reaches even the tribulations of that reach Delhi as well. When it comes to technology, Bangalore is the place. So wonderful work. We have a lot to do in technology, especially in the government. Things are moving at such fantastic pace, and we are running and trying to catch up. So if I'm panting, just think that we are just trying to cope up with what all you guys are doing. India is growing very fast. India is on the other end of the spectrum in terms of demographics. We have one of the youngest population in the world. We have a fast-growing middle class. We have a growing per capita income, and we have a growing appetite for technology. We are going to be the second largest market of smartphones very soon. I have no doubts about it. We're still a fast-growing market of tablets. We are perceived as one of the fastest-growing markets for wearables. All this, and yet, all this is really tip of the iceberg, because in most of these things, when we are talking, we have only scraped the surface. Most of the benefits of technology are yet to reach the common man. And I think that is where the real potential of what can be done lies, lies for all people who are here in this room to use technology. To use technology not only for the people who can afford it, but also for the people who cannot afford it. And that is this vision of being able to transform the 1.3 billion Indians, the lives of 1.3 billion Indians through technology, is what is envisioned in the Digital India program that the government has coined. One of the beliefs, and I'm sure some of you have heard of this, is Digital India RES is IT plus IT is equal to IT. Information technology plus India's talent will shape India's tomorrow. The government has come out with a umbrella roadmap for developing how we should do it. It has various components. It has the vision to create infrastructure, And that's so essential that unless you can access the people whom we are talking about, accessing this 1.3 billion, rest of the initiatives actually fail to take effect. The BharatNet, which talks about connecting 250,000 gram panchayats across the country. The common service centers. Today we have 100,000 of them. The number is being increased to 250,000 common service centers, one in every panchayat across the country, so that those people who are still not able to access devices are able to do so. The National Knowledge Network, which connects at in the state-of-art technology at gigabit level all the colleges and universities across country. The program to have Wi-Fi in public places, Wi-Fi hotspots in colleges, university campuses, and eventually in school campuses. The idea is ubiquitous connectivity at all places, at all times. This is one of the extremely important requirements of making sure that people are actually able to use all the stuff, wonderful stuff that all of you are doing. But there are three very important infrastructural things which are happening in India, which I thought I will share. You've heard about all the access and connectivity which I mentioned. But three fundamental things which are possibly unique and different, definitely as on today. The first one, of course, very well known by now, is giving a unique online authenticable identity to every citizen, through biometrics, Aadhaar. We have roughly now 900 million Aadhaar enrollment, and given the total size of population and the children who are below 5 years, total target size is about 105 crores, 1,050 million. I think we are very close to touching about 90% of the total target. This very important infrastructure has laid basis to things which we can do today and which is very unique, and some of you can use this powerful infrastructure in developing some of the tools and applications that you are. The second very important thing which was launched by our Prime Minister on July 1st, and I'm sure some of you would have already started to participate, is what has been created and named as Digital Locker. Digital Locker is nothing but a private space in a public cloud for every citizen in the country. What it has enabled is, today when you go for school admission, university admission, he wants your school certificate, he wants a caste certificate, he wants an income certificate if you want to get benefits of economically weaker sections, and so on and so forth. Nowhere in India can you go where they don't ask you for a long list of certificates. And then you have to run to the source of certificate, and we all know how difficult it is to get some of these things done. What Digital Locker provides you is a virtual space, a locker of your own, where government agencies which are generating these documents will push these documents, and you will be able to share it with anyone with whom you want to share, so that henceforth you don't have to go again, run out to government offices trying to get this certificate. Already, about 8.9 lakh people have opened accounts or opened their so-called digital lockers. Nearly 15 lakh documents have been pushed into these document lockers. You can push your PAN card, you can push your election card, you can push any of the documents which you think could help you. And like you are showing when you go and show on the airport or a train your railway ticket reservation, in future you could take out your mobile phone and you could show, this is my document, and people will be able to do this. The second and this we could do because every such locker is linked to the Aadhaar. All you need to set up a digital locker is your Aadhaar number. The second very different and new infrastructure, which is still, I think, going to catch up as we go along, it's again been launched on July 1st by the Honorable Prime Minister, is the e-sign infrastructure. We are aware that for over 2 decades now, the digital signature infrastructure has been there. It's been growing, but it has had limitations for various reasons. And in India especially, we have had limited growth of the digital signature in the country. What e-sign provides you is by linking your eKYC with Aadhaar, enables you to authenticate any document online without needing a separate dongle. And thereby, you are today able to, when you actually push a document on the digital locker or share any document online, you are able to authenticate this. This again has been possible because of the Aadhaar infrastructure that we have created. Today, we are inviting a lot of service providers to join the fraternity of people who will like digital certificate, will also provide e-sign facility, and some of them are already joining in. A new framework for this has been created. And this again provides a very powerful tool in India for all the developer community to take advantage of. Friends, apart from the infrastructure, and there are lots more. I mean, I don't want to go into all parts of it. I'm sure several of you who are in this area are keeping abreast and know more about it than I do on some of these things that are happening. But the second very important thing which I thought I'll share with you is about the transformation which is happening in the services area. Digital India envisages that services should be made available to people online, anytime, anywhere. There is existing applications. It's not that services were not available online earlier, but now the focus is slightly different. There is more openness to engage with people. There is emphasis on open data. There is emphasis on creating open APIs on which developer communities like yours can actually interface with government applications and government platforms and provide additional services. And there is emphasis on open source. There is emphasis on restructuring existing applications to create enterprise-grade platforms which are centralized on the cloud and decentralized across the country, which would enable scaling up very fast. And believe me, we did not have that experience in the past. And we have been learning. Let me share with you a real story, and I don't know if some of you may already be familiar with it if you don't know it from what happened actually. The Prime Minister launched the MyGov platform. I'm sure several of you here know the MyGov. Who all here know about the MyGov platform? Yeah, I think there's a fair bit. MyGov is a social engagement platform which the Prime Minister launched on July 26th last year with the objective of engaging people in matters of public policy and governance. The idea was that people should a lot of people would actually have views and desire to participate in how government should be run, and this platform provides them this opportunity. This is a real social media. It's our version of the social media platform that has been created for a public good. July 26th, in fact, we were asked to do this sometime in June of 2014, end of June 2014, and when Prime Minister wants something, you run and you try to do something, and we in the government had no prior experience of having created a social media platform. There were a few departments who were using social media, mostly Facebook, Twitter, etc., but of our own, we had no prior experience. Nevertheless, we did something, and on July 26th, the platform was launched by the Prime Minister himself. And Prime Minister launched the platform, and thereafter, in about an hour's time, he tweeted on his about the platform and its power. And we had several thousand people who came onto the platform to log in and to start to participate. And lo and behold, on 26th of July, by 3 o'clock, the platform had collapsed because we couldn't handle the load of about a few thousand people. I forget now, 7,000, 8,000 people who came concurrently. And then work started. We worked overnight, and we could, in about 24 hours, we could restore the platform, and it was working. And it went on working, and we used to have a lot of participants. Then, the usage kept on increasing. There were lakhs of people joined the platform, and it was growing. And then, in November, Prime Minister had gone to US, and he made his famous Madison Square speech. I'm sure several of you would have heard it. And if you remember, at the end of the speech, he said, "Come and connect with me on MyGov platform." And within few minutes of that, we had concurrency of about 75,000 plus, and the platform collapsed again. Because the system and the people did not know how to handle that kind of thing. And of course, we were more ready to, we were expecting that load, and we knew that once he says this, but still we couldn't cope up with it, but we could recover faster. In about a few hours, we could get the system back. And then, in December, he went to Australia. And again, there was a lot of hype and a lot of interest around his visit, as is normally the case. And he went there, and he made his speech, and there were thousands of people listening to him. And in the end of the speech, he again mentioned about the MyGov platform. And he said, "Come and connect with me." And thousands of people again came. And again, this time, however, we survived the concurrency that came. It's not, good news is, so after that, there have been several occasions, and Prime Minister, in fact, as recently as last week on 26th July, talked about MyGov at length, and there was again a spike in terms of visitors. Every time he talks about it, there's a spike, but we are able. And today, we are managing, there are over 1 million users, there are several thousand concurrent users anytime contributing. There are practically crores of contributions that have come both in content and design, etc., etc. People are very active. A lot of these logos and slogans which you actually see for the major programs have actually come out from MyGov. The Swachh Bharat, Gandhiji's specs with Swachh Bharat written there, came out from there. Financial inclusion logo. The Digital India logo came out of there, the slogan and the logo. A lot of things, we use people's power. We've started doing e-greetings today, where, instead of sending physical greeting cards on various occasions, festivals, national holidays, national occasions, we send e-greetings now. And these e-greetings are sourced on this platform, and people contribute both voluntarily and willingly. But we learn. And that is the pace at which, So there are two lessons from it. One, there is a learning curve. And the second, the learning curve is very fast. In 6 months' time today, there is confidence that we have vision to take MyGov to a different level, and I think that is possible. Another thing which I wanted to, in terms of services, I think we all, all those who are in actual development would say one of the challenges has always been time. How soon can you develop something? Professor Day talked about the problem and the 40 days, 30 days. I don't know why this happens, that every time you have to do something, there is a deadline which is looking impossible. I mean, somehow we always end up in this kind of a situation. I'll give you another story, and this is something which maybe a lot of youngsters here would not know of, because this relates to people who are retired, is we launched something called Jeevan Praman. Has anyone heard of Jeevan Praman here? Yeah, okay, at least a few. And it concerns people who are retired. I mean, everyone who's retired and is a pensioner has to go once a year to his bank and show that he's alive so that his pension keeps accruing. And today people are moving, people don't stay in the same city where their bank is, or they have children abroad, or things like that. And if you don't do that 1 year, presumption is you're not alive, and therefore your pension will stop, and next time when you go, then only the pension starts. So we said, don't have to do it. You can authenticate your presence online, use your Aadhaar, and you can do it. And this idea we thought, the Prime Minister gave a go-ahead on 6th of November, or maybe it was 5th of November. And guess when it was launched? Because suddenly we were told that, look, it is the month of November where most pensioners, most of the pension schemes in the country require you to authenticate your being live in November. So if you don't do it this November, it would have gone to November of 2015. So 5th of November, we were told this has to do, and the Prime Minister launched this on 10th of November, friends, 5 days flat. This is the, this is the way these things tend to happen. I mean, sometimes I feel maybe if these impossible deadlines were not there, these things wouldn't develop. So I think all of you who have felt the pressure of development from time to time, remember there is nothing called impossible. I'm sure you guys can do it, Friends, third thing which I wanted to, which is a very important pillar of Digital India, and I want to share, and I'm sure, and there is a tremendous opportunity for all of us to collaborate, is the whole initiative of digital empowerment. All this infrastructure that we create, all these services that we create are meaningless if our people are not able to take advantage of it. And we all know that how much of, there is an education constraint and there is a language constraint, and that is where I think a huge effort is required. We have started a program of Digital Saksharta Abhiyan, which talks of people being made digitally literate so they can partake in this so-called digital revolution which has been envisioned. This is a program, government is, I would say, although government has put some money for it and all that, a few hundred crores, but I think this is really a program where every citizen who has the ability and who has the capability to do so, every corporate has a role to play. It is something which all of us need to contribute in making those who are digitally illiterate in our ecosystem, trying to make them digitally literate. This program actually encourages corporates, NGOs, individuals to become so-called training partners and join in this movement of making the rest of the country digitally literate. I would like to invite all of you here to actively participate in whichever sphere of your life you can influence making some digitally illiterate people digitally literate. That would be a huge contribution to this effort to create a digital India. Friends, there are also a lot of programs. I don't want to go into them. We have a program to support PhDs in case some of our developer friends would like to go for higher education. We have a program to support people in VLSI chip design area. We have programs to support people in information security area. We have programs to support academic institutions, private institutions, colleges and universities who would like to train their faculty for some of the latest courses. We are setting up 7 new electronics and ICT academies across the country, and we are inviting corporates like Samsung and other to come and offer some of their latest offerings like Tizen and other things to the youngsters and the faculty members who could then take this journey of education and whole culture of technology in the country forward. I don't want to go in great details in all of this, but all of this is available. It's available on the website, and I'm sure those who are interested will find a way to get this information. I just want to conclude, friends, and I want to, at the end, like to share with you what our Prime Minister said in the launch of Digital India. I think very powerful lines which sum up all what Digital India is about and all what all of us who have association with this activity, all of us who are kind of in some way trying to join this effort can contribute and participate in it. And I quote, I dream of Digital India where high-speed digital highways unite the nation. I dream of a Digital India where 1.2 billion connected Indians drive innovation. All of you are driving innovation here. I dream of a Digital India where knowledge is strength and empowers people. I dream of a Digital India where access to information knows no barriers. I dream of a Digital India where government is open and governance transparent. I dream of a Digital India where technology ensures the citizen-government interface is incorruptible. I dream of a Digital India where government services are easily and effectively available to citizens in mobile devices. Prime Minister always says, governance in the hands of the people. I dream of a Digital India where government proactively engages with the people through social media. See, the whole social media culture of the country has changed today. I mean, I spoke of MyGov today. The number of other ways by which you see government interfacing with citizens on social media, that has totally gone through a revolution. And I think this is a very, very powerful tool in which all of us can collaborate going forward. I dream of a Digital India where quality education reaches most inaccessible corners driven by digital learning. What can Tizen do on digital learning? Think about it. I dream of a Digital India where quality healthcare percolates right up to the remotest regions powered by e-healthcare. Again, a challenge for our friends here. I dream of a Digital India where farmers are empowered with real-time information to be connected with global markets. I dream of a Digital India where mobile-enabled emergency services ensure personal security. I dream of a Digital India where cybersecurity becomes an integral part of national security. I dream of a Digital India where mobile and e-banking ensures financial inclusion. I dream of a Digital India where e-commerce drives entrepreneurship. I dream of a Digital India where the world looks to India for the next big idea. And I dream of a Digital India where the netizen is an empowered citizen. Friends, I invite you to join this journey of Digital India. Thank you very much.